you mean you're done with this math? How can you be done with it? The first one I looked at, you ain't done. Is that supposed to be a 2 or a 3 right there?
3.
You sure that's supposed to be a 3? How about a 2? We're gonna finish those 3, because really, technically, you're supposed to work all the way up to page 36. I'm not gonna make you do it today, though. But we're taking your science book to the beach. Come here, before you leave. Okay, this is your area here, but one thing I expect you to do is clean it up.
Oh dear. Amber, what happened?
Well, I go back and I look up all the answers to make sure he's answered them correct.
It's not your homework. It's River's homework. I mean, it's one thing to look over work and say, hey son, you've got a couple wrong here, and circle them. But you're doing it for him. You're over-controlling. You have got to step back. Seriously, you're a pain in the butt. How is he learning? What's going to happen when the boy has to sit with 30 other kids and do an exam? How's he going to do it on his own? Let's move on to Dad's tone. Okay.
I'm not even gonna do it.
Okay, well, that's your choice.
Let me go downstairs.
Listen, when I come back up here, you better be writing those spelling words, and you better have all this stuff here picked up. Pick this stuff up now.
I will.
No, you pick it up now.
I am.
Pick it up now.
I'm going.
Or I'm fixing to add an hour to your time out.
I'm going. Dang.
Stop talking to me like that.
Stop rushing me.
I'm not rushing you. I'm asking
You
you.
know what you're saying.
I'm asking
do this
you
now. Hurry.
to pick your stuff
Get
up.
out of my eye.
Hurry up.
I'm trying. You don't see me.
Pick this stuff up.
Okay. Yay.
Stop talking to me like that. Look at me. Look at me. Stop talking to me like that. I'm your daddy. You're not going to talk to me like that. Do you understand? Listen, buddy, you working hard on restriction. Do you understand?
Oh, I thought it was an episode of boot camp going on there.
Where did I go wrong there?
You walked in and your tone started off okay and you let him know what you needed to be done. And what you could have then said is, I'll be back in 20 minutes to see that you've done that. Or give me a call and you let me know when that's done, and walk out. But when you didn't do that, he met you with the same of what you were delivering. And you just go around in this circle. That's quite nasty.
Everything that you say is true. It's not just the boys changing. There's things that we've got to change.
I'll take a moment to look at discipline and see how we got on here.
You have yet to get your grammar out and do your grammar work as you were told to do. Go get your grammar book now. Sit down and do your grammar now. I am tired of asking. Now. Go to your room. Now. Go to your room.
I'm trying to get you.
Go to your room. Go to your room.
You see what he's doing? He cannot move. You have invaded his space. And to be honest with you, you're all but far from basically giving a slap across the backside.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can see. I mean, I've been here before with parents. You've lost control there. You've lost control.
I've gave you enough of warnings, so go to your room for 8 minutes.
Why?
Because I don't like your attitude, I don't like the way you're acting toward me, and you're not doing as I told you. Do not slam that door.
I did not slam it.
Okay? You can stay in your room for an hour. You get your grammar book and you go back to your room for another, I'm gonna tell you 30 minutes this time. Open this door. Better than that, you stay in your room until it's time to go to football. Do you understand me? You will not come out of this room until it's time to go to football.
When you gave him a warning, you didn't allow him to be able to put things right. This boy didn't have
He didn't have a chance.
How do I decide? 8 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour in your room?
You were told 8 minutes full stop if it's to be in his room. When you step up as a parent and you implement discipline and you follow through very calmly, then you show them that you can be firm but fair. Mm-hmm. So we need to go over discipline again with you, okay? We do need to look at homework. We need to work on your tone. We need to work on your frustration with discipline, and we need to get that underneath your belt. You need to be more clear on the discipline, otherwise it's going to become worse and more destructive. So we have got some more work to do. We're not out of the woods yet, as we always say.
Yeah.
So should we get cracking?
Let's get cracking.
Yeah. Having watched Mum not following through with discipline, it was important for me to go and give her a nice reminder of what she needed to do. Discipline steps, warning, only one, follow through. And the last one here is makeup. That's it. I'm gonna place them up here.
Okay.
So you start to memorise them. However, if you're in the heat of the moment and you have this memory loss, I'm gonna ask you to wear this.
Oh, with the scroll on it. Oh, now that's good. Mommy doesn't have any excuses.
I'd put the discipline scroll up on the wall. Mum had looked at her tiny scroll a few times, and I just wanted to see whether she was taking anything in. Can you give me off the top of your head the 3 main points of discipline?
Warning, follow through, makeup.
Mum had the 3 steps down, but it's one thing to say them, you gotta do it. I could see on the DVD that Mum just wasn't leaving Rivers alone when it came to him doing his homework. So I gave her one last exercise so that Rivers could get the space that he needed. This is what would normally happen. Are you all right there, Rivers? Are you able to do that? Yeah, you're all right there. Right. And what's that you're doing? Did I just break your concentration? Sorry? All right.
She's picking on you, buddy.
So this is what would normally happen. I think Mum and Dad have learnt from my example, but it remains to be seen whether they can resist temptation. The more you leave him to be independent in doing it, the more he'll learn how to cope. So we want you from here.
Okay.
All right?
Staying out the room is a good idea because it gives Rivers more independence. And it keeps me off of his back. We gotta let him go sometime and spread his wings. Sounds good.
It's going to create more space. This was a completely different Mum to what I'd seen on the DVD. She was calm and she was leaving him be. Okay, fabulous. So I'm happy with this.
Okay.
If you find that he's coming into you a lot because now you don't go into him, I just want you to be able to say, you need to go back into your room and get on with what you're doing.
Okay.
And sure enough, Rivers came out just as I predicted.
How about your spelling?
I don't think I have to do it.
Okay. You don't worry about this right now, okay?
Smoky Mountains.
Okay, you don't worry about
Are
this
you-
right
are you
now.
planning on
Rivers,
going this way?
go.
How you handled that was good.
Well, thank you very much.
You were just calmer. It's a lot more productive and you're less stressed. I think Mum's come a long way. She's not barking in his face and she's not doing River's homework for him. And that's got to be better for the whole family, let's face it. Before I left, there was one other thing I wanted to do with Dad. You see Dad all the time connect with his boys when he's really physical and he roughhouses with them.
Get him, Hunter, get him.
But I wanted him to connect with his boys in a more emotional way. So I asked him to get out some old photos and talk to the boys about the day they were born.
Guess what I got?
Our baby pictures.
Let's look at Rivers first. This is a picture of you inside of Mommy's belly. We found out that it was a little boy, and I was so excited.
You always want a little boy.
Always wanted a little boy.
You can't describe it, how wonderful it is sitting out on a blanket and taking some pictures of Hunter and Rivers and talking about things that we don't talk about every day.
And that's Rivers. Look like a little peanut head sticking up right now.
To have the boys out there, those are the kind of moments that you will remember.
Look at Dad there, Rivers.
Look how happy you are.
And guess who changed your first diaper?
You did.
I did.
Thank you.
Then Mama was pregnant with Hunter. There he is. That's little Cannonball.
Sitting down and actually listening to Greg talk about when the boys were born was a nice moment. You could see that Dad was connecting with the boys on an emotional level.
Look at your mommy.
She looks like she's about to puke.
But unfortunately, it was ruined when Hunter became very disrespectful.
Your mama did a lot for you. She sacrificed for you. Can you imagine having to be in your mommy's belly for 9 months?
I can imagine puking all over.
Hunter, stop. Hey, look at me. That's your warning.
Okay, that's your warning, I know.
How was Mummy feeling?
Mommy actually had some complications, so she had to stay in the hospital a few days. But she was very
She
excited.
was puking and vomiting. I know what you're saying. That
Look
was
at me. We're talking out here.
But inevitably, Hunter continued being smart with his mouth and he ended up having to do a timeout.
Hunter's going to timeout. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing for me as a father that had to sit there and listen to my son say those things.
But you're doing something about it, and that's what's important. And when Hunter played up, it gave Dad an opportunity there and then to deal with the discipline technique.
Okay, so it's been about 8 minutes now.
I saw from the DVD that the last time Dad was in Hunter's room, it became a shouting match. This time, Dad needed to follow through with discipline and keep his cool.
I'm asking you to tell me what you did and apologize for it. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry for disrespecting my potty mouth.
Okay. Now, come here and give me a hug. Boy.
I was proud of Greg. He was firm but fair. He kept very calm, and I do feel that I'm able to leave Greg knowing how to discipline properly.